Tell me the truth.
Let's talk about it. Welcome to Oral Fixation, where we talk about all things sex and dating in Los Angeles. Oral Fixation is sponsored by Voodoo Toys, a sexual wellness company based in LA, whose mission is to empower women and break the stigmas that surround masturbation. My name is Aspen and Sal, and I'm joined by my co-host, Sally Koching. Sit back, relax, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Tell me the truth.
Welcome back to
Hi.
Oral Fixation. Hi. We have a special guest today joining Sally and I. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Simone Mariposa. What's up, guys?
Hello. Simone Mariposa's in the building.
Let's go.
Welcome.
The beautiful, full and the intelligent Simone Mariposa is on our couch in the Love Lounge. We're
Thank you.
so
Welcome.
excited.
I'm excited to be here.
Yes.
We're already having a good time, and I can't wait to record the good time.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And you look radiant.
Thank you.
It's so nice to actually meet you in person.
Oh.
I was fanning you on Insta, so
So I talk about you all the time. I'm like, okay, so Simone. I'm like, so Simone.
Oh
so
my
Simone.
gosh.
Her ad is Simone Mariposa. Simone.
No, I'm honored. Aspen is lovely, and if Aspen keeps Sal in her company, I know Sal's awesome.
well, I did feel a bit of
Yes.
pressure today because I had two models in my presence, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to wear
I know.
something a little bit fancier than I did with our last guest.
Last we were wearing a
Yeah,
t-shirt,
so I've had to
biker
wear.
shorts.
I wore a little voluminous polka dot
Ooh,
number.
It's very
I'm
chic.
going
Yeah,
out.
I just really I needed some attention, guys, because you
You look great. Are you
too much
kidding me?
beauty in one room.
Stop it, including you.
I love it. There's a lot of beauty up in here.
Yeah, but you guys
Ella.
look amazing. I'm like so happy to be in your company today. There's a lot of lady love in the room right now. I'm
We
like,
love
what's
you.
up?
We love you.
I love it. So we're going to start off. We're just going to get to know a little bit more about Simone and have our listeners kind of figure out what you're all about. So tell us where you're from. Tell us about your upbringing. Tell us where you went to school, how you got here today. What is
That's
Simone?
deep. Who am I?
That's a deep
Good
question.
question.
It is.
But I am born and raised in LA. I am a native of the place that everyone wants to move to. So I have a different perspective on it.
I bet.
People talk about it a lot. I'm
Walker.
You said what?
Summer Walker.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, Summer Walker. Can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Shit. Like, I love her music, but come on. Anyway, I am an influencer. I'm also an actor, a singer. A lot of people don't know that I act. It's like actually the dream that I'm going after.
Amazing.
And yeah, I went to an arts high school. Well, I had a weird experience with education. So I went to a white school, black school, white school, black school. So I went to a predominantly white elementary Christian school. Then I went to a super hood charter school in Inglewood, California. And then I went to an arts high school. And then I went to an HBCU. I went to Howard. So I think that shaped a lot of my perspective. Yeah, you know.
Well, you got a very broad perspective.
I do. And I'm grateful for that because I can code switch as a lot of black people can. But also I have perspectives that a lot of people don't. I feel like I'm able to provide more of insight on things.
Great.
Which I'm very grateful for. I love butterflies, fashion, dick, and alcohol.
Okay, so let's all agree on all of those things.
All agree on those last two things. Absolutely.
That's my list of passions.
Exactly. I love it. So speaking of dick,
Yes.
let's
go there,
are
please.
you dating at the moment? What's going on in your love life?
I am not dating at the moment, but I do have a FWB.
FWB.
I have a friend.
fuck with buddy.
Yeah, fuck with buddy is good, but I
what
say
does it
friends with
mean?
benefits.
Oh my God.
I like that though. No, I like it.
Woo! Friends friends with benefits.
Oh my God.
I knew that.
gonna-
FBWB.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to promote this. So
I'm
about to tell everybody about to know my
Oh,
business.
we can cut that out.
We can cut out if you want to say names. You don't want to say anything you don't want to
Yeah.
say. We can
Okay.
always
Yeah,
chop it
for
out.
sure.
Man, that what was I going to say? I was going to talk about friends with benefits before cutting that out. Let's just
No, we can talk about it. We can talk about it.
Have you
We can
had,
talk about it.
Sally, have you had friends with benefits before?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I often, like, especially when I was like sort of late high school, college years, when I wasn't really taking dating too seriously and everyone's kind of dating around and like you're going out a lot, I had great friends with benefits relationships. And it was so fun because it's like, I really love this person's company. We don't want anything more from each other. I'm not picturing a future with them. I'm not in love with them, but I'm attracted to them. And we just like, we'll go see a movie or we'll hang out on the couch and we'll hook up. And it was just so nice.
Yeah.
I actually forgot about those days. I'm like, why didn't I do that in my 20s? I think I'm taking my 20s too seriously, maybe.
Yeah, I think like there's a lot of more pressure on women to like find love and settle down, especially with like how like independent we are, and a lot of us are still trying to hold on to that instead of being like, listen, I'm going to do what I want at whatever time, you know. But I think friends with benefits are very beneficial in that like you get to relax.
Yeah.
You don't have like there's not a lot of like. Yeah, like not a lot of pressure.
And not a lot of emotion, not a lot of turmoil or overthinking. Because if you know that you're not fully emotionally invested in this person and they're maybe doing their own thing on the side and you can see whoever you want to, it is quite relaxing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I wonder like how many relationships start as friends with benefits and then...
That's the tricky part.
And friends with benefits for me is difficult though because I'm often the person that if I want to have these like intimate moments with you and be, you know, feel like a woman in front of you and all this stuff, I part of my brain is like, I like this guy, I like this guy, I like this guy. Like I can't turn it off. I've tried.
Or like I want this guy to like me.
Yeah, I want this guy to like me. And the last friends benefits that I had when I first went to LA, not my type at all. I did not like this man at all. But I got so upset when he did not text me back. I'll call my friends about it. I'd be like, I really like him. I'm like, Aspen, you don't like him.
You just want him to like you.
I want the validation to know that like as much as we're fuck buddies and you can go out and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I want to do whatever I want, but I can't
I want to be number one in your world.
Exactly. I can't handle you also running out on me to go with another girl because just my ego. My pride gets a little bruised and then I get a little sad.
Come on, Leo.
Come on. She's a Leo with a Taurus and
So what is rising. What's the secret to like being good at friends with benefits? Because I'm trying to think back to like when I was doing it well in my like my late teens, like 19 to like 22.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the actual timestamp, but maybe more like 16 to like 20.
You was having friends with benefits at age 16? Damn.
Off.
Damn.
She's like, excuse me, that's not right. No,
that's
here for it.
Sorry, guys, I started early.
Hey.
Well, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. But I'm trying to think like what, how do you do it? How do you make friends with benefits work and not get too invested? Is it just that you make sure that you also have somebody else? Like you're always preoccupied with more than one person?
I think what it is like establishing that boundary and being on the same page.
And truly meaning it.
And truly meaning it and not like thinking, like you said, not thinking too much into it, because I think that's when trouble starts. When you're like, wait, it was different. Like there was a time when it was like a little intense. And I was like,
are you getting
like
really?
Exactly. I really was like, does he like me? I had to talk to my friend who's like a mutual friend of ours. Yeah. And now he was like, I don't know, but like have a good time. Like, you know, so I had to like stop myself from being like, okay, whatever, like
And getting carried away.
Getting carried away. Because in my like normal like relationships or situationships, I get carried the fuck away.
Oh, completely.
I can't turn it off. I just get carried away. Whenever I feel that little spark of like intrigue or interest in somebody, especially a guy, I can't turn it off. Like I just need to probe and figure out more. And once I find that one thing that truly like turns me all the way off, I'm like, all right, I had enough. And then I can walk away. And I have to get to that point. And so when I got to that point with my last FWB, then I was just like, oh, okay. I said, I don't need you anymore.
With certain exes of mine, it's like I could like even if I slept with them, I'm like it would be a total friends with benefits thing because I got to that point where I was like, no, like you're just not doing it for me. You know what I mean?
It's
What's your Venus in?
My Venus is in Leo.
Oh.
So Venus, for everyone listening, is how you handle relationships.
Yeah, how you handle relationships, your love languages.
Yeah, your love language. And I believe, Sally, you were I remember your chart.
She's amazing. I don't know.
I remember your chart. Because your chart, so Sally's an Aquarius. And she has a moon in Cancer.
Ooh.
And then a rising in Capricorn.
Right. So translate that for the people.
So for the people, her sun in Aquarius, she is rebellious. She's a trendsetter. She doesn't go with the status quo. She's free flowing. She doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, baby.
Right? Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Capricorn, very business oriented, very focused, motivated, all about the money. You guys are great with money.
Calculated.
And then the thing that makes you so special is your Cancer and Moon, because it softens all of that out. You know what I mean? Like you have that maternal side, and you know how to communicate, how to love, how to be like sensual with someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think I love it. So that's 2 air signs and a water sign.
Okay. And yours is?
And I am a Leo sun. I'm a Leo sun, Libra rising, and Taurus moon. So me and Simone have both.
Yeah, Taurus
moons, baby.
And
So
what does this mean?
So Taurus moon is your feelings and
Right.
like your
the side of people that the people don't see it.
exactly.
when you're
Yeah.
alone.
So Taurus, we're known as being sensual. We like the luxe things in life. We like things to feel soft, plush, secure, safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
Stability.
very stability. We're very practical. We're earth
Oh,
sign.
interesting.
So which is wild because
It's hard to have friends with benefits if you like security.
Yeah, and that's why I think
Damn, go off.
It's so true. A point was made.
No, just because the reason why I think this situation is like so solid is because we've been friends for a while and we know they were attracted to each other, but we don't ask questions outside of it, not in a way to like probe, more so to be like, I don't even want to know.
Yep.
Because if I ask questions,
And you get an answer that you
don't want.
like.
Yeah.
it's going to be a problem.
That's when I would get upset, for sure.
That's why I don't tamper. I don't
yeah.
I don't
tamper.
tamper, so I don't want to know.
That's a
I
good
wanna
don't ask,
freaking know.
don't tell
Yeah,
type
no,
situation.
that's what don't ask, don't tell should be
yeah,
applied to.
exactly. Friends with benefits. And only that.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. So, I mean, that brings me to the next point. I think you have really great advice, and I definitely watch all your Insta stories.
Oh,
Your Twitter is incredible. You really be speaking to me on an emotional level. And I love how you view dating, intimacy, and love and relationships. I think that one time we went out to dinner and we were talking about like our past loves and all this stuff. And it opened up my eyes to being like, you know what? The feelings I'm having are valid. 'Cause sometimes you really like, you're like, okay, am I crazy? Or
Am I the only one
who feels like this? Yeah. And so I felt like I felt home. You know, we were talking about our emotion. I felt like I was in a safe space. And so
How nice.
at the end of the day, if he dies, he dies. If you see it on his face. You know what I mean?
Girl.
Like, if he dies, he dies.
No, seriously.
You got to go out there and get what you want. And I think that's what you really showed me. So I want to know how you got to that point. Like, how did you get there to date and talk to men in this way where it's like, you know what? No matter what he thinks of me, I'm still going to get what I need out of this and do the best for me.
I will say that it's still something I struggle with when it comes to talking to men because I know how strong of a stance I have about things. And there's a lot of like complicated conversation around like being with a fat girl. So I'm very picky about who I am, like that person with. But when I am with that person and I'm like that, then it's full-fledged. And I think it just comes from understanding that I'm a full package, you know? Whether...
Snap.
Like honestly, like at the end of the day, either you're gonna fuck with me or you're not gonna fuck with me. Yeah. I'm not gonna change anything about myself that I can't and I'm not willing to change. Because
That's incredible, though. I really, I wish I could be like that.
No, honestly, and I think what
I'm getting there.
it takes like a level of awareness and like understanding of yourself. And I think that's also why I'm so single right now. I have, my hoe account.
Yes, I absolutely adore it.
Do you have a Twitter?
I do have a Twitter.
She does have a Twitter.
I'm not very active.
Okay. Well, I just want you to follow my whole account.
All right, I'm on it.
It's the best.
I
It's
go
the
off,
absolute best.
and I say on there like what it is as much as I like enjoy like sex and like intimacy and like feeling and like being free and like letting that side out of me. I know that is something special that not everyone should be allowed. Not everyone can handle.
Yeah.
So I think that's the reason why I am single and just like chilling with this one person that I know I can trust.
Yeah.
Because you're in a safe place.
Exactly. I'm in a safe space. And I don't want to have to like compromise my comfort and my stability or even like my sanity for the sake of just wanting to be with someone.
Or just wanting to have sex.
Exactly.
You know what?
Or
That's
just
probably
wanting to have
why
sex.
I struggle with like actually doing friends with benefits
Yeah.
now, because I'm like, no, I need to feel comfortable with somebody. I need to like their personality. I need to know we have mutual trust and respect.
Yes.
And then when you have all those things, it's hard to then just be totally emotionally unattached.
Right.
But I agree. I've been far more selective as I've gotten older and learned my value that like I don't want just anybody up in my business. It's so unsatisfying for me, and I don't care enough about just anyone's approval to just get them off. I would rather just trust one person and keep it as a small pool.
Yes,
That's so true. Because I
absolutely.
feel like I think I started really talking to men in a more, grown up way when I was around age 17. And so kind of going through that motion of being like, I want to be everything that this man needs, and trying to change myself for all these various who knows who type of men in my early years, and then getting to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty fucking cool. And
Just
I don't
as you
need
are.
to just as I am. I don't need to like pivot and change how I am and how I am just in my, my sexual state. I don't need to change that for any guy. So
Yeah.
I think now being in that space, it's, as you said, I'm selective with who I allow in, because if I allow any old person in, they're taking something from me then at that point. You know what I mean? I'm not gaining anything.
Yes, and that's exactly, it's about reciprocating that energy, because you're going to give out to people. Your people are going to take from you, not because like they're taking advantage of you, but that's just how it is when you have like developed a bond with someone.
Exactly.
But if that bond, if they're not giving back to you, you're not taking from them either, then why the fuck are you here?
Exactly.
Like I need somebody to replenish my energy, because I give like, when you care, obviously, and you're invested and you do want to be with someone, you're going to give a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And that's not something to fault either. That's not like a bad thing.
Thank you.
It's
That's
bad.
nice.
It's bad when it's not reciprocated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only time then it's like, oh, you're doing too much. It's never too much for someone who cares about you and loves you and is going to give back to you.
Oh my God,
Absolutely.
home truths.
So mom really heating up the love lounge. Yeah.
So hot.
I love it. So speaking of us being so, comfortable with ourselves, I want to know who your Femme of the Weeks are. I want to know who's inspiring you to keep up that same energy, that BDE, that big. Oh, maybe we should change that. BVE. Big vagina energy.
Ooh, big
BPE, big pussy energy.
Yeah, big puss energy.
I got very scientific there. Big vagina energy.
Big vaginal energy.
Big vaginal energy. Yeah. No, we'll do BPE.
Yeah, I like
BPE.
big puss energy. It's
Big
cute.
puss energy. So who's your Femme of the Week? Who do you got going?
This week, the femme that I'm loving is, I love her every single week. I just am really happy to give her a shout out. She's an artist. She's based in Silver Lake in LA, and I came across her on Instagram. Her name's Teresa Baxter, and her Instagram is at Risa Bobisa.
Oh, cute.
I'll put that in the
love it so
notes
much.
because that's not easy to find. But I just I met her in person after seeing her work, and I wanted to collaborate with her. And she's just incredibly talented, first off. Like, her work just on its own really speaks for itself. And she does these really empowered, ethereal, original female characters. And they're in all of these different like power poses or vulnerable states, and like really you can just tell there's so much feeling behind it, and there's so much detail and intricacy. And she's so young too. I think she's just like mid-20s. So just that talent alone, I was like, wow, you're incredible. But then to actually meet her, she's like so refreshingly honest and funny as fuck, and talented and intelligent, that I was like, I'm such a big fan. And then I follow her on social media, and she writes some incredibly vulnerable, long captions to explain some of her artwork that really resonates. And it kind of gives a safe space to a lot of her followers to get that feeling that you get when you see what Simone talks about, of like, oh my God, I'm home. I feel understood.
Yeah,
I'm not like a weirdo. Everyone feels like this, and finally we're allowed to talk about it.
Exactly.
And so she really talks about how, like, recently she spoke about how she's single and she wants to feel empowered and not alone, but it's very hard sometimes because when you're single, you're taught to chase that feeling of having someone you're attached to and having purpose and meaning from it. And it just really resonated with me because I've felt like that at various times. And also so many of my friends feel that way. The ones that are in relationships have this longing for like being alone, and then from time to time, and then the ones who are single have this longing to be attached, and just this like existential crises that we all tend to feel maybe in our 20s. She just perfectly articulated it. So if you guys have time to check her out, she's like incredible, and she's like super pretty as well.
Oh my God, Teresa Baxter.
What's up?
What's up, girl? No, she's incredible. I have all of her images saved on my Instagram because I'm like, my background for next year, my background for next month.
I have one of her pieces, and she
You
does
too,
these really cool pins too. She has these hilarious like pins. What's the one that I have that has, it's like big bitch energy or something like that. It's like
big pussy energy.
I'm trying to think of what it is, but it's so funny. I wear it all the time on my voodoo shirt. I love it. I love it. Anyway, Simone, who's your female you want to highlight this week?
So there is a sex worker named Gaia Monroe who I love so much. Her Instagram is Gaiography JPEG or something. I'll look.
We can also put it in the show.
We
notes.
could
we can put it in the notes. Gaia Monroe. What a great name.
It's so
Gaia Monroe.
It's amazing. And what I love about her is that she embodies like true temptress energy.
Oh wow.
She's very like, she's so grounded in herself, and you could tell in her work that like this is coming from a place of loving herself and being aware of the energy she puts out. And that's something that I've been trying to like incorporate more as like my temptress energy. You know, being a Pisces woman and having people like Rihanna and Lupita Nyong'o as Pisces, obviously those women are freaking bewitching.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is like what I want to embody and take in.
You do. Oh my God.
really
You
do.
definitely do.
Because in my mind, I'm like, what? I'm like the goofiest bitch
You
ever.
feel like that? I'm like, oh my God, I feel like that tenfold.
I'm so goofy. Especially with both of you. You're very like, you have very sultry looks.
Oh, that's
like,
that's
yeah,
fine. That's
don't
very
start
fine.
acting. Don't start.
Aspen is the most beautiful woman.
Literally.
No, but I'll be over here like,
Exactly, like,
what's going on?
Exactly, like, so, like, literally, if people, well, no, I feel like, okay, you're right, I am a little bit of seductress. But, like,
you are.
Even listening to that voice, I'm like, hello.
Oh, smooth as butter.
It really is.
But, yeah, her name is, on Instagram is Gaiography, well, you put it in the notes, G-A-G, whatever. Gaiography 101. And she actually followed me like a couple weeks ago, and I was shook because I was
I
like,
love that feeling.
Exactly. I was like, what the hell? And so
Gia Monroe.
exactly, no, seriously, I was like, girl, are you serious? And she's like, I love your energy. You are doing the right thing for us women. I'm like, empower me. I love you, and you are so bomb.
Isn't that crazy that like you'll be watching someone on Instagram and you follow them and like you love their work, and then they come back and they say the same thing about you, and you're just like,
Me?
Damn, I said,
You
me?
me? No, because it's so crazy because I didn't think we talked about how we even met, because I've been following you on Instagram for years. You did that galaxy photo, that one, and I saw it on Tumblr at first.
Oh, wow.
And then that led me to your Instagram years ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, she fucking fire. I was like, she's so cool. And then it was a mutual friend. It was our Sasha.
Yeah,
who,
she had a brunch.
she had a brunch, and then
how
I met you, and I was
Fell
like,
in
wow.
love. And Aspen is everything. I was like, I love her.
I was like, I love Simone.
Exactly. And I was like, we need to be friends.
Yes,
outside of
exactly.
this.
And it's just, it's the energy thing. I think, real recognize real.
No, for real. No, you're right. And
But it's true.
I'm honored. I'm honored to know you. You're amazing.
And how long ago did you meet?
That was maybe
2017?
No, it was, I think it was 18. It was 2018, yeah, because I was in my studio. I just moved in, yeah. 2018. Wow. And it was so wild. So
it is a small world. But then again, if you both are putting out great energy in the universe, it's no surprise that the universe is going to bring you together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think
And then, so you got into modeling. When did you get into modeling?
This is the weirdest thing. Honestly, modeling kind of like walked up to me and was like, "Hey, do me."
guys at
they
the
were
club,
like,
hey,
Guys
do
look
me.
up, "Hey, do me."
Modeling was
a-
like, I've seen those cheekbones and I cannot let this rest.
Right? It's like I need more of this.
No, I honestly like. I've been on social media since like the beginning of social media.
Well, yeah, if you were doing content on Tumblr, you were like an OG.
Yeah.
I'm an OG.
I didn't even know how to operate Tumblr.
Tumblr was whoa.
Was that
Tumblr
bitch.
was that
Tumblr was that
bitch.
girl.
Tumblr for me is a place to get porn.
No, but
And
now
the
they
porn
banned
is
it.
gone.
I
Porn is
know,
gone.
and so I have
Yeah.
no purpose for it anymore.
Yeah, no.
Because it had like great niche porn
It had
that was
great
like
niche porn.
coupley and it was like sensual and
it was
intimate and
hot.
kinky without it being like browsers.com. That
Exactly. Where
Was just
it's like,
and no one has pubic hair, and I'm just like, I'm not here for this. So that's what Tumblr was for me. But like, it was a really cool space for a lot of people to meet in the early days, and people were posting beautiful photos. So you started doing that.
yeah, I was on Tumblr. I did like fashion pictures. I'd always like loved to dress cute. Like I had like a pretty cool style. And I posted on Tumblr, black fashion, like
Literally, that's
reblogged me.
how it
Black
came about.
fashion, no,
Black fashion
Was that like a
Black fashion
hashtag?
was that girl.
Oh, it was a blog. Okay,
Yes,
cool.
it's a blog, and it will be like super dope fashionistas would get reblogged. You would submit, and it was like a big deal.
It was a big to be
Amazing.
featured on and then it had like their Instagram name, it had like their handle, like you could then find them on other platforms, and it was great.
Yeah, and then from there, I kind of I was on like Twitter posting stuff. I was always like posting about like, I'm a fat bitch, okay, get over it, type of shit. And people were like,
Fucking
cool,
love it.
and then they followed me.
Fucking love it.
And then I actually got like somebody from Torrid's like corporates found my Instagram. Wow. And they were like, we love her, let's invite her to the pool party in like 2016. Oh my God. I went there. That's that. I don't know if you've seen the video of me like in the flower crown and the flower and the like the swimsuit. I have like a striped swimsuit bottom, and I'm like dancing to Work by Rihanna.
Oh,
and Drake.
amazing.
That's kind of like honestly that like skyrocketed me.
Wow.
It did. And then I did their campaign. People were like, oh, she's cool. She's like visibly plus and she's good at modeling. So
And also, people just love a woman who can dance. If you were dancing in
true.
that, do you remember how Ishka Lawrence blew up because
Oh,
she was
yeah.
dancing? And I just was like, you look so fucking fun. Like, you're kind of dorky and you're just having fun, but like, I want your energy around me.
Yeah.
But
And
also
she
she has a
blew
great
up from
ass.
that.
She has a great
Yeah, oh my God.
It's a great ass.
and she's thick.
Yeah, I love it.
Did you meet her? Have you ever seen her in
No,
real life?
I haven't. I love her though.
She
Is she
is
thick?
stacked.
Dang.
Like
How
Sitting.
tall is she?
maybe like 5'10".
Okay, because she looks fucking
Nice.
tall.
Yeah,
5'10"
yeah.
is tall.
Yeah, she's like
And she looks like she literally like has so much presence when she's on the red carpet. I'm like, you can't be 5'3". I'm 5'3", and no one's commanding that much presence with my
I'm trying to
height.
like straighten my neck, like I swear I'm 5'5". I swear I'm 5'5". But I think you touched on something interesting that you are visibly plus size, because I think it's like it's the straight plus size model. You know, it's like what we see all the time, the same type of curves, and it was just like, wow, to see a girl to be so free in like every nook and cranny and roll and crevice of her body. I was like, oh, I can do that. I was like, it was powerful. It was powerful.
thank you. That's
And look
really
at you.
the point. That's the point of things. Like even with me, like at this point, people are like, how do you model? And I don't give as much advice just because I'm trying to move away from that. Like it's not exactly my passion.
Yep.
I love it, but it's not like what I want to do.
Okay. What you want to do is your acting.
Exactly, with acting. And even with like portraying a role, like that's the same effect I want to have. Someone being like, oh, she's willing to bear it all, even emotionally, or like she's willing to just be that representation on a camera. And like she looks like me, and this isn't what typically like I see typically. So
And then, so you said acting. So I know you do improv.
I do.
So how is that
love
going for you?
improv.
How do you like improv? How'd you get into improv?
I've always loved improv. When I went to, like I said, I went to an arts high school. I did improv there. I love all those improv-based shows like The Office, Parks and Rec.
Oh, yeah.
Chef's Kiss.
Yeah, like Always Sunny. Like I love all those shows. And one of my good friends runs the diversity program, and she kind of told me about it. And they have a scholarship. I go to UCB, by the way, Upright Citizens Brigade, which was founded by Amy Poehler, Matt Besser.
Cool.
So she let me know, and from there, I kind of just like blossomed. I love it so much. It's so fun to just like be goofy. Yeah. But it's not even as much as like trying to be funny. It's more so like being realistic about how you respond to
and testing your ability to respond in the moment when you have no pre-warning as to like what is going to be thrown at you.
Right.
I think that really gives you an innate confidence. If you know you can respond to whatever anyone throws at you and you can roll with it and turn it into something else, that really does give you a lot of confidence in life too.
Right. A lot of corporate offices actually have that like for team building.
I've heard that. I find that so cheeseball though.
It is.
You know what I mean?
We're going to do an improv class.
Imagine me and my manager just going to do some crazy improv.
Whoa. She's from Minnesota.
Exactly. Me and my manager. Oh my God, that was so cute.
That was wild. Woo! Sally? Is it
I'm sorry. I just watched that Brooke Shields Beauty Queen movie where it's set in Minnesota, and you know, she's like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh,
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love it.
You didn't say your feminine.
I didn't say. So mine is the one and only Tinashe.
Oh.
all right."
I really do
Relevant.
love this girl. Relevant.
Yeah.
So the reason I chose her for this week is that she just released a single and music video today for her new project coming out called Songs for You. And it's been about a year and a half or 2 years since she's released any music. And so after her debut.
En français, début.
After her debut album, after her album Aquarius, she's an Aquarius. I think she got dropped from her record label. There was some like drama with that, and so she kind of went under the radar. And she's been working on this upcoming project. And I went to her listening party recently, and her mom was there, her dad was there, her brother was there, and it was such a warm and comfortable environment of like true like Tinashe, like since first mixtape, In Case We Die. That was like on VH1 years ago. And you know, everyone's just like, wow, like to see her grow is so incredible. And like everything that she's gone through with the whole Ben Simmons thing and Kendall Jenner, and then people calling her a hoe, and she's like, what?
And
she's just
her
brushed
dating the
herself
new
off.
boys.
Dating the new boys? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
And who is it, like Ben J? I think there's like the chocolate one. He was like, she ruined his career.
Yes.
Wow.
I forgot about that. Yeah. And so she was like dragged through the dirt, and
was.
I could never understand why, because she's classically trained. She is a professional dancer. She recorded all of her first mixtapes in her room, a makeshift studio. She writes all her songs. Like, she's truly talented.
Yeah,
and
she
she's
seems
young.
like a great person too. Like, and she's close to her family.
And her mom was like coming up to all of us in line.
I
like,
love that.
Talking to her. We were like taking like deep breathing, intervals with her. Like, it was just such, like, we all felt a part of like her family,
Yeah.
And
She's from here.
so, and she's from
for
California.
like being resilient through all this. I can't imagine what it must be like.
Yeah, and I think, she was so young. And the first time I heard her was on a show called Single Ladies on VH1 with Lisa Ray McCoy,
Oh my God.
Stacey Dash, and who the other girl. I don't know who the other girl is.
Yeah.
But show got canceled, unfortunately. It was great, but there was drama with the cast. Stacey Dash, I mean.
Oh, and Lisa Ray, they had it out.
They had beef, but Tinashe had a song called "Boss" that was playing during a sex scene, and I used to watch the show in my basement because my parents thought it was too explicit for me to watch. So I would go downstairs from the TV. I'd be like, okay, like put on like silent. Like,
You and every other teenage girl.
me and every teenager. And then I heard this song "Boss," and I was like, my body. I was like,
Oh my God.
I was like, my heart is beating. What is this? And then I Google Tinashe, and then I find all these music videos. I'm like, oh. This is my girl.
And now she's back.
And now she's back, and I'm so back more than ever, and I'm so excited for her to be back. So she's my gal of the week.
Amazing.
She's inspiring me.
I've got to listen.
Yeah, you gotta listen.
So, if we want to do our sponsor shout out, that's my one thing.
Boom. Let's do it.
Okay, so this week, big shout out to Voodoo Toys.
Yes.
Thank you so much for making this podcast possible, Voodoo. We absolutely adore sex toys. They are what get us through the day sometimes. It's what Aspen and I do for work. We actually work for Voodoo. We do marketing for them. And it's such a fun brand. And I believe we actually... Did we send you a toy, Simone?
Yes,
We did.
You
We-
did.
She's like, I've had a lot of fun.
Say no more.
Yes.
And so this is the thing. I want to talk about the halo this week.
The halo,
because,
yes.
Voodoo creates such a diverse range of toys too for different pleasure preferences and different power preferences and speeds. And so the Halo this week, she's kind of like a real all-rounder, I would like to say, because the mini Halo is very targeted and very strong, and the Halo is like a little bigger, which means the dispersion of the vibration is a little bit wider, so you can kind of get more of a full body pleasure feeling. What color do we send you?
Which one is the Halo?
The Halo is the one with the handle with the bulbous top.
It's got a white bottom, and it's like an ice cream
Or did
cone.
we send you the mini? No, we sent you the Halo.
I want to look at it so I can have a real.
Oh,
Here's
yeah.
a
I'm
reference.
sorry.
Here's a
I'm
reference
sorry.
picture.
Oh yes,
The wand.
Oh yeah.
I know
Yeah,
about
you
her.
guys
I
did
know.
send me the mini
I know
one.
about her. So we sent you the mini one.
Yeah, but I am a vibrator girl. Like
Yeah.
that thing is strong. I actually used it the other day, and I was like, God, like the lowest speed was like,
Yeah. So that's all I can do, the lowest speed. I feel like my teeth are going to start chattering.
Am I crazy? Because I have to do highest speed. I'm full force.
Oh my God.
My whole body is-
Well, I guess that's why it's made that way, right?
That's
Because
true.
different preferences with
Yeah.
different people.
Absolutely.
Whereas I
lovely.
thought I was literally going to launch into outer space if I put it on a higher setting.
Seriously, it's very strong, but I think that's the magic of it, that you can there's diversity within it.
Agree.
So I know if I want to go into outer space, I know what to do.
And you only need a minute. Like, truly, these things, Voodoo's...
Only a minute.
Yeah. That's all you
I'll be
need.
like, wow, it's
you got a
over.
spare minute? I'll tell you what to do.
Boom, we can give you a big old O. Just give me 60 seconds, baby.
Because this is the thing, in order to encourage women to really explore their bodies and their pleasure a little more, I think vibrators play a really key role in it, because it's not about pleasing another person. No one else is in that picture at all. It's just you. So you can really get to know your body and your preferences. And that's the only way I think you can really let your partner know what you prefer and how to guide them and into your pleasure. Otherwise, it's like the blind leading the blind almost. So I really do think vibrators play a crucial role in getting to know your own sensuality.
Absolutely.
And so Voodoo have a website, www.voodoo.toys, and oral fixation listeners get 33% off with their discount code oral33 at checkout.
Oh, here we go.
So you can get some silky wrist cuffs, you can get a little butt plug, and of course the halo that we featured today, which is incredible. So that comes in pink, black, and purple. So for any of your color preferences.
And it's 100% water resistant, so taking a
You can take
shower.
that thing in the shower.
Girl, what shower
I was gonna
head?
go.
I don't
explicit.
know the
You can
shower head.
Squirt on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Squirt proof.
Absolutely. Squirt proof,
I'll put that
baby.
in the new packaging. Squirt proof.
Squirt proof. Oh my God, I love it. A little squirt proof sticker. So, thank you, Voodoo Toys, for that beautiful sponsorship. We love you. And so moving on, we do a game called Would You Rather here at Oral Fixation, and we post them on our stories to get what our followers want to, what they want to share. And so this week was...
We test the temperature.
We test the
on
temperature.
How people are feeling about certain sexual things.
And this one was
which is
a
hilarious.
Bit, yeah, and this was a bit crazy. Not crazy in that sense, but it was interesting.
Surprising.
It was surprising. Yeah, I think a lot of people had to think. And I told them, you have to pick one. You can't over here be teetering tottering.
You can't be on the fence.
No, you can't be on the fence.
That's not playing by the rules.
No. So let's start with the first question. It was, would you rather have PDA or no PDA at all?
PDA.
Boom. Same.
Easy.
Sally?
I was just talking about this on my Ho account. I was just saying,
That's where I got the question from.
Yes. No, seriously. I'm like, touch me in public.
Yeah.
It's so gratifying to me that someone's like, everyone needs to know that I'm
so into you.
into her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into that. I need a public display.
Yeah, and I think people, when people think of PDA, making out, touching, groping on the public. But I think PDA is as simple as, the hand on the small of your back and, holding you close.
Giving
when you're
you a
walking
kiss on the
around.
cheek
Giving you a kiss
when
on the
you're
cheek.
talking.
Yeah, and I think, as you said, I need to feel publicly claimed when we go out. I want people to know that, you're proud of me, and I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of
and
you.
let's make out right here in front of this 3-year-old.
No, 3-year-old. No, one of my followers. That's fucking. One of my followers.
All jokes. All jokes.
Yeah, that's fucking funny. One of my followers is like, their partner, like, will do this thing of like moving their hair out of their face, and like almost like, and they explained it like they see. Like they want people to see me as they see me almost. Like it was
that's so
it was the most
nice.
beautiful thing ever.
Like brushing their hair behind their ears so you
Like,
can really see them.
Show. I want them to see your beautiful face. And I was like, that is the cutest. It's the simplest thing because no one would notice. But I like.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, damn, that's like different kind of PDA.
I got
That-
here.
that's
Yeah.
But you know, if my man tried to, he would hit a track.
Oh, yeah,
he would
see-
hit a track. If he tried, to,
She was also
sorry, what's
not
up?
black.
Yeah. If I've got extensions on, no one's
the
coming near
whole
it.
wig
That's
just
true.
comes off. The whole wig falls off.
Like, let me move your
Let me
hair out
move your
of your
hair
face. Like, oops.
Like my wig cap. Okay, great. And Sally, what PDA or no PDA at all?
All PDA.
All PDA.
All PDA
Boom.
always.
So fun.
Yeah.
We're here
Nothing to
for
be
it.
ashamed of.
Nothing to be ashamed
I'm like all for couples making out in public. Do
Yeah, I
it.
think it's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll-
Start the next one. Would you rather have a one-night stand at your place or a one-night stand at their place?
I'm at their place.
Really?
I don't want nobody to know where I live at. You can't come back.
Yeah, beautiful women, they can get stalked. That is actually one thing. And also, you can't kick them out if they're in your
That's
place.
a good point. I didn't even think about the stock.
And then,
And yeah,
they're
I prefer my
loitering.
place. Just because I like the controlled environment.
I like the comfort.
I like the comfort, and I think I like to know that the guy is nervous that he's now in my space. So I feel like I have the
Control.
upper hand. You know, I have the control where I can do whatever as I please, and he's at my will.
Because if you go to a guy's place,
Yeah.
do you really know what you're in for? You don't know if they're roommates. You
If
don't
they
know
got
if it's
flat
like
pillows.
if it's dirty. You don't know if he's
Yeah.
washed his sheets.
True.
Flat pillows is a issue.
Ooh,
Oh,
it is.
yes.
But I think also like I can get in and get out.
You can leave at any time.
I can leave at any time versus, and I'm like, I mean, I don't mind. No, I do have an issue with someone telling someone to leave in like a respectful way because my first reaction is like, all right, so you ready to leave? I'd rather be the one to say I'm ready to leave, not you need to leave.
Yeah.
So I think that's
a
why
great
that's my
point.
preference.
Okay, smart.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
boundaries. It creates boundaries.
That's true.
that's true.
for me.
All right, next one. Would you rather have lights on during sex or have lights off during sex?
On.
On.
I want to see.
Yeah.
Am I crazy? I want them off. I just need one little night light.
What is it? Why? Is it the environment?
I like a bit of mood lighting, yes, but I would prefer to really see them rather than not see them at all.
I think my thing is when it's darker, right? My sense of seeing is a little bit, you know, I can't see as much. So then everything I feel is so intense.
Oh, so it
that's
heightens
And
your
it
sensation.
exactly. So I prefer it to be dark where we can't really make out like what the fuck is going where am I, and just kind of find ourselves, and then we always come to the middle. You know,
That's true.
no pun intended. Come to the middle.
But I do. See, I do like that.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose, I would like if I had to choose only one, I would choose with lights on so I could see my partner.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try with lights on next time. I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna try.
Maybe
I might-
even just up your mood lighting a little bit. Maybe just
because what I literally
maybe just
do.
get some like holiday lights
Holiday
in there or
lighting.
something. Something like it's a gentle lighting, but it's a bit more.
I have this orb, like this little light orb from Home Depot, $20. I set it on the color red, so when you turn it on,
Red light special.
it just
When you turn it on, the neighbors know what's
the
up.
neighbors know what's up. You don't knock on my door, don't call me, don't say my name. So
I'm busy.
I'm a moonlight. I'm busy.
I can understand that. Mood lighting is very
It's
sexy,
fine.
but I think also like sometimes I like to put on a show.
I know you can't do that when
Absolutely
it's
love
dark.
it.
No,
That's
you
a
can't do
great
that. You can't
point.
tell. Like I can't look at you in
You
the
can't
eyes.
tease somebody if they can't see you.
It's all a tease when the lights are off.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. It's all a tease. That's
I could
so
be anyone.
true.
Exactly.
I can be anyone. I love it. I love it. So our last one is: would you rather be with a partner you can't please sexually, or be with a partner who cannot please you sexually?
Oh, damn.
This was the one that had everybody in a frickin'
I can't please
knot.
sexually, or they can't please me. And I have to choose.
You have to choose. You have to choose.
Ooh, okay.
This one
let's think about
stresses
this.
me out.
No, I'm stressed. I'm like, damn, can I leave?
I think
Can I leave the room?
I'll say because for me, it's not that I got my answer quick. It was just like after I was like, you know what? All right, I would rather not be able to please. Oh no, have them not be able to please me sexually because I know I can get off somewhere else, and that's honestly how my sex life is now. The last time I had a big O in the bedroom with a man, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
So I know I can have my own little toy and get myself off. And then I know that my ego could not take my partner telling me that I can't get him off. Like I could not
I think
take
that
that.
would ignite some like paranoia in me too.
Yeah.
That,
I'd be
like,
like, you don't
why
think I'm
is
sexy?
can someone else get you off, or like am I just not really your type? I mean, if they said like no one's ever gotten me off, I think I'd be kind of bummed. It is an ego thing to be like I can satisfy my partner. I would like I would like to say that. So I think I'm with you, Aspen. I would rather not be pleased myself because. Hello, vibrators.
That's why toys. That's what someone literally messaged me. They said, "Isn't that why toys exist?" I
Yeah,
said,
completely.
"Girl,
Have you met the mini Halo? I don't
Have you-
really need a man.
Do you even know who the money bunny is? You kidding me?"
Yeah, show me a man who can target my G spot and my clitoris
At the
with that amount of
same
stimulation
time.
at the same time consistently.
Without biting me. Shit.
Yeah, right?
They be biting. Simone, what's your verdict?
Girl,
She's still making.
Yeah, Simone's like, I have to leave.
I have to go right now.
No, because sexual chemistry is so important to
I
me.
know.
I realize that that's one thing that like throughout like relationships and like dating that I've noticed. If it's not there, then I can't even like be there. But if I had to choose, I would agree. I'd say like someone who can't please me sexually, because if I were to get fulfillment in other ways, maybe it would be able to suffice.
Right.
You know, like
if all their other things were so great about them.
exactly,
Yeah.
like if they were rich or if they
If they had
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
no, but honestly, like
They
for
lived
real,
on the Malibu beach.
they bought me a nice bag.
right? No, I think honestly, like if they were able to like be emotionally supportive or
Funny,
like funny,
fun,
able to like
kind.
have a good time together. Like I feel myself around them. If they weren't able to satisfy me, like I mean, this is my thing that I think about. So when it comes to lack of satisfaction, the first thing I think about is dick size, because I'm a size queen. So I like if it's like small peen issues, then it's like all right. But if it were like head issues, then it'd be different. Then it's like, all right, I'll figure it out.
I can
Yeah.
figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like this question kind of relates to the one that we did where it was like love without sex or sex without love. It's like if you feel fulfilled.
Yeah, in every other way.
Do
But then that's a lot of pressure on a partner too, to be like, okay, so you don't please me sexually, and now you're having an off day, and your personality sucks today. So what am I getting here?
What am I getting here?
What am I getting out of this?
Nothing. I get no orgasm. I get no.
Yeah, and I'm not getting any giggles, and you're in a bad mood.
I was talking to my mom about this actually, and I was just saying if the sex is bad, I'd break up with a guy. She was like, "Why? Like you can go and learn, because sex can be learned." I'll say that. What can't be learned is like sex appeal and attraction to someone. You can't learn to be attracted to somebody.
Attraction, I agree. Yeah.
Like you can't like if there's no like if it doesn't like clinch when you see them, then like you can't fix that.
Yeah, you can't
But-
train that.
Exactly. But if there's a technique thing, that can be learned, especially, and it's even more encouraged if you're with that person and you do love them.
That's true.
Then you're going to be willing to like learn with each other and be patient with each other.
Yeah,
Great
but it
point,
takes
yeah.
a certain type of partner to be willing to take feedback, right?
especially these men.
Because a lot of the time, that's a lot of what they pin their identity on, and their worth is like being able to satisfy a woman or like being a stud in bed, because there's a lot of pressure around that. And then if you're like, hey, actually, not really doing it for me, and you probably haven't done it for any of your partners in the past, you want to go to like a tantra training school or something, I feel like a guy's going to be like, the fuck?
What do you mean? I'm
And their
good enough for you, bro?
ego, their ego's so fragile
exactly.
that they like. It really takes a certain type of man, and a certain type of approach. Obviously, I wouldn't use what I just said.
It probably hasn't worked for your partner.
Yeah, you've never pleased me. You've never pleased anyone. So weird that you're taking this personally. I think it really takes like a certain strength of character to be able to take some feedback. I don't know how I would go if my partner was like, oh, by the way, you're not actually really hitting my spot at all. I'd be like,
I'd been like, you know what? Well, I'll just leave.
yeah.
No,
We're over. I couldn't.
at a young age, I realized I'd rather take no sex than mediocre sex, and that's how I feel.
I agree. I agree.
Agree 1,000%.
Yeah.
Can't do it if
And-
it's not good, or like I will stop. We're not doing it again. I can't give you another shot. We're grown.
Yeah.
If you haven't learned it by now, like something is.
Don't
up.
waste my time.
Yeah, don't waste my time.
Honestly.
Like, honestly, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about one of the things that I think is important when discussing sex is like the whole idea, like real quick, of like the fat fetish. You know.
Oh, can we, go into this?
I just want a question. When did you first like realize that your body was being seen as something more as sexual than you were ready for? If that makes sense. Like when you were growing up, when was that moment when you're like, oh my God, people see me as this sexual object, not as Simone?
Probably, it's so weird. This is a moment in like middle school, maybe like in sixth grade. And this boy, it's the weirdest fucking question. This boy asked me if I put like how far my hand fit in between my ass cheeks. It's the weirdest fucking question. Mind you, he was like 12 and weird. Probably like his big brother like showed him a porn video and he's like,
Right.
oh, what are girls? You know what I'm saying? They do things.
Yeah, girls put their hands in their butts.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you know, me
That's what
every
everyone's
night.
doing.
That could be
Sure.
every night. But he was like how your cheeks cover your hand. And I was like, wait.
What a niche question.
It's very, very specific. So I was like, what is your big brother into?
What is
You
your
know
big
this?
brother?
But that's when I realized, okay, wait, like
This guy's thinking of me sexually.
exactly. I feel like maybe the adults in my life probably saw it earlier because I mean I've been fat forever, so like things have developed over time. But when I was first aware of it was when, like in sixth grade, I was like, oh, these like boys are aroused by what I have.
Right. Because you
But
had boobs.
Exactly, I have boobs. I have a butt.
Yeah.
Like I'm.
Yeah, because
I have
you're the
every-
body of a woman and these like prepubescent boys.
Boys are like, what?
Whoa,
Titties
Yeah.
at school?
That's cool. No, literally.
I can believe it. Yeah.
You can see these here. Like,
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
and
but yeah,
they would
that's
do
true.
anything to be around titties. I remember that.
Exactly.
Because
Oh
I got
my
boobs
God.
kind of earlier on for my age, and I just remember all the boys just being like, finding an excuse to stare at me.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, so my personality ceases to exist at this point.
Exactly, and
The
that's
novelty
why
of it for them.
I was curious to know because I got boobs at a very early age, and I was not ready for them.
No.
And
Who
ass
is?
was coming in, and I was just like, oh, okay, what? No one else in the class has these tatais and bouteilles,
No,
and
seriously.
the amount of boys that would make comments on it, and then I think hearing that at a young age, I found that I was seeking value in what was on the exterior because that's what people came to me about. That's what I was known for, kind of. And I was like, oh, hey, I can get people to like me because I have boobs and ass.
Yep.
And then as I got older, I started realizing, like, oh, okay, you know what? They're not seeing you as you anymore.
Well
And
said.
so,
As an adult, I'd love to know, like, how do you deal with the fact that you're going to be sexualized, but also, like, knowing that sometimes you do welcome that, like, sexual energy from people, you know?
I think for me, I am very aware of when I'm ready to turn that on and off. Like, if I want to be seen as being a sexual being and, like, in that space, I'm very comfortable in that. And I know how to, like, vocalize it to someone, being like, I'm not in that space right now. I can't do that. Or,
yeah.
fuck yeah, hop up on me, nigga.
Yeah.
Hop up on me. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes.
No, but
Get on me.
Get on me now.
Like, yeah, get hard.
But
What are you doing?
what are you doing? But I think it's, as I got older, you have to set that boundary for yourself because people will respect you more for it.
Yeah.
And they won't give you unsolicited booty grabs and titty comments and try to grope you in the middle of 7-Eleven. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just think I just vocalize it. I just say it.
Well, for me, I don't know. It's actually hard. I think maybe it was out of like foolishness because I was younger too, but I think I was like more comfortable with being seen sexually when I was younger. And now I also had like a traumatic experience happen to me about a year ago. And since then, I really have consciously and unconsciously switched that off, and I have not been that comfortable being viewed sexually, and it's a lot of reason why like I don't like, this is why I find models so interesting, right? Because you're really putting your image out there for anyone to do with what they want to, and a lot of the time it is objectifying and sexualizing, especially if it's girls. And I really respect that people can do that, because for me, I feel self-conscious, like very self-conscious about things sexually. It's not that I don't feel like I'm attractive or cute, but it's just that like I feel uncomfortable knowing people are seeing me as a sexual object, because I think subconsciously I know that opens it up to bad things happening in some kind of like weird connected way. Yeah. And that's like psychology that I have to work through, but it is really hard. And so now the way that I can really turn that temptress on is I have to really be with someone that I like, respect, and have flirted with and feel comfortable with. And then that's the only time I really feel like I can flick that switch on. And I wish, and I'm going to work on trying to get back to being able to turn it on a little more. Yeah. But it definitely, I've noticed, it takes me time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that. I thank you for your perspective. I think about this all the time because, like, obviously I said earlier, I'm aware of like my sex appeal and it's natural, but I think that's something that I almost like not loathe, but I find that frustrating about me because when I go out, like I'm very vibes based. I'm very like interpersonal. So the main way for me to like be open to a guy talking to me is if his vibe match vibe.
Yep.
And it's not like, oh, she's hot. I know she knows how to. She's mean in the bedroom. Like, and I feel like that's like an assumption that a lot of men have about me, like to the point where like that's like the mainly the DMs that people get. Like everyone assumes like
super sexual.
Exactly. Everyone assumes I'm a sex worker, that I sell nudes, that I have like OnlyFans. Like,
just because you own your sexuality, you're confident with your image, and you're not afraid to actually show a bit of boob or show a bit of your body.
So they assume,
that doesn't mean you're inviting these unsolicited requests for sex.
Exactly. And I feel like that kind of taps into like the sexualization of fat girls. And a lot of fat women also have felt like that's the only way they can get validation too. I've noticed that a lot within the plus size community. There's like this weird like sector off to the side where it's like they're confident but like in the male attention that they get. And like, you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
And I can't fault them for that because like how you do it, do what you got to do, but also like be mindful that there's other ways to be validated. Exactly. So there was a point where I like I almost felt like I needed to like play down my natural sex appeal because I hated being approached that way. And I still do, honestly, but like I'm working to understand that I can't control how people react to me. What I can do is control how I respond to it. And I will shut that shit down.
Oh
you know
my
what I'm saying?
God. Okay, I gotta absorb those words too, because that's so
hard.
true.
It's hard. Yeah. Especially when you are a sexual person and you do want to share that with someone. But what I don't like is when people feel entitled to it.
Exactly.
So they call it out from you. Exactly. So do you sell nudes? Like, first of all, do you know? Excuse me?
Do you think you have a right to them?
Exactly. That's what I'm asking. Like,
you don't prove yourself.
What makes you think in your head that I would give them to you?
Exactly.
Like, you feel me? Like, yes, I do.
That's
but
a sense
not
of entitlement.
Exactly. Right, exactly. And that's the frustration I find that like with that. It's that sense of entitlement and assuming that I'm going to give it to you because you asked. Exactly. As if it takes a simple request to fucking.
Oh, yes, here.
Oh my God.
Here they are. Like, you fucking idiot. No. So, yeah, I like to ask that question because it also helps me understand. Like, you made lovely points. Really, it's about turning it on and off.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh my God.
Oh, Simone, you are incredible.
Yeah, wow.
You're incredible. So,
I gotta watch your daily motivates to get me through my day.
Tell us where we can find you on the socials.
So on the socials, you can find me at on my Instagram at Simone Mariposa, Simone SIMONE MARIPOSA. My Twitter is the same, Simone Mariposa. I have a website, SimoneMariposa.com. I have a YouTube channel.
Oh, great. What do you do on YouTube?
I talk about, so I took like a really long hiatus because of anxiety and depression. But I recently talked about like maintaining, like dating as a fat girl and maintaining your standards, but it's also valid. It's also valid for everybody.
I was going to say.
It's a very wide wide audience.
The maintaining your standards, it is really hard because, like I was saying, you know, a lot of the time, if you feel lonely, sometimes you'll compromise your standards if you want some attention or you want some company. And that's when, like, you open yourself up to things happening that you wouldn't normally accept.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel. I actually like had to confront myself at one point. I was like, dude, should I do this? Do I want to? Because I'm so horny. Do I want to do this? But no, you do have to like work on that. So I definitely
And check
suggest
in with
it.
yourself.
Yeah, my YouTube is also Simone Mariposa or the Butterfly Diaries, whichever you find first.
Love it.
And yeah, I have a UCB page, a comedy page. It's SimoneMichelle.ucb.com.
Awesome.
Ooh, we'll make sure.
How often do you do improv?
Every week.
Wow,
Twice,
really?
at least twice.
And do
3 times a week.
UCB put on shows?
The UCB puts on shows every single day.
Okay.
I host an improv jam, which is like you come and like practice jamming if you want to. I co-host it. It's called the Diversity Jam. It's every Friday at 6:00 at UCB Sunset. So if you like improv and
my
like,
God,
I
great.
need to go as well.
Yeah,
All
please.
right, let's go. I'd love to.
Oh yeah, taking
for
oral
it.
fixation on the road.
On the road.
exactly. No, people would love it.
Oh, I love.
Great. All right.
We'll make sure to put all the good stuff
No.
in our description so
Yeah.
people can find you. Yeah,
Perfect.
And support.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love
thank you
it.
so much for joining us in the Love Lounge. This has been so valuable. I really appreciate it.
So appreciative. Thank you guys for inviting me, and I hope that I get to come again.
Yeah. Yeah, we need
That's
to get
what
some,
she
we
said.
need to get some listener. I forget to. We need to get some listener questions.
Yes.
So that Simone does get to come again.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, I love it.
I love
so
it.
much.
Great. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And a big shout out to Voodoo Toys, voodoo.toys, for sponsoring the podcast, making this all possible.
Yes.
you.
And don't forget to follow us at Oral Fixation Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Let's talk about it. Bye.